All right, everybody, welcome back. We're going to do a quick breakdown of my approach to coloring comic pages. So I'm currently working on page 16 of my book, and I'll show you some examples of some finished pages. What we're looking at right now is a raw unprocessed page. We have not done anything to it yet. But I'm going to show you guys the beginning of that process and then just go over the basics of how I approach color. So hopefully you guys find this helpful. Hopefully you find this information useful as you're working on your own project. But yeah, let's get into it. So we're going to start out by showing some finished pages so you guys can see the contrast. So like I said before, this is a raw just straight up the artwork scanned. But I'm going to show you guys a page that's finished. So here's a splash page that I finished quite a while ago. And you can see the difference, right? Like how much of a difference color actually makes. Hey, Eggy B, welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. And I had a couple other pages here that are just done. So here's another raw one. This is just the start of coloring, so you can see a little bit of difference. You don't see the blue pencil lines that I use. Yeah, big difference, right? All right, that's the page we started with. So here's a finished page. And there's a lot going on this one in particular. You know, we have some lighting effects, we have color backgrounds, there's a lot going on. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is that color really can make a huge difference in your book. And so I thought I would just do a quick, you know, sort of a tutorial, just a demonstration of why it's worth the work. Why is it worth the effort to do this? And you're starting to see it now. Like your storytelling will have that much more impact if you apply color to your comic. Hey, Sketching the Beast, what's up? How you doing? So here's another page that was recently finished. And we even got to use a little bit of special effect here. This is a space anomaly, so we were able to do some distortion effects. We actually copied and pasted like the original image on top of itself to give it like a really an unusual look. But let's go back to our raw page. So this page is just a straight up scan. And you can still see my pencil lines, the blue lines there. And so I'll just explain really quick. The reason why I use blue pencil is for the reason of being able to remove. I am making my way through this book. Yes, we're slowly making progress. So, but you know, I can't think about like how much is left. I just got to keep moving. But it's going good. So the blue pencil, because it is blue, we can actually remove it completely. And so instead of taking my page, like the original page, and roughing it up with an eraser, I can do blue pencil and just leave it. So how do we get rid of it? Well, we're using Clip Studio. And you guys are going to be able to see this as I do it. So using Clip Studio, you can go to Edit and then tap on Color Balance. So Color Balance basically decides like how much of a color is on your page. And there's sliders for red, green, and blue. We're going to push the red up to maximum. You can already see a difference. And then we'll do that with the green too. So that was for halftones. You can click another button that will basically highlight. It'll switch you to highlights. So we're going to do it again. We're going to push the red up And we're gonna push the green up. I know it looks gross, but just hang in there. Now we go to shadows and we do the same thing. We push the red slider all the way up, and we push the green slider all the way up. And then we hit OK. So right now, this page looks terrible. It looks awful, but we're gonna do our next step. We're gonna go back to edit, and then we're gonna hit tonal correction again, but this time we're gonna go to saturation. And we're gonna slide the saturation all the way down. So saturation decides how much color is on your page. And hang on, it's starting to look a little better now, right? We're gonna hit OK. So saturation is -100, but it's still not quite ready because there's still some variation. So the blue pencil is invisible, but now you can kind of see the ink. Oh, we're at 1K likes already. That's awesome. Thank you so much. You can still see the ink. So what we're gonna do is one last thing. We're gonna go to edit again. And this is all in Clip Studio Paint. So if you have this program, you can follow along. If you need to pause the video and try it out for yourself, you can. And we're gonna hit brightness and contrast. And I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see. We'll zoom in on this spot here. So we're gonna bring the contrast up. And basically we do it until everything looks pretty solid black. Now we have a completely clean comic page. Like, there is no trace of the blue pencil. There's no variation from the ink. It is solid black. So sometimes what I'll do, depending on the page, we're gonna try it here and see how it looks. You can go over to your layer tab, and there's a little, it's like a 3-line menu. It's a pop-up menu. And we're gonna say duplicate layer. And then we'll set the duplicate layer to multiply. And I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. We're gonna see if you can notice a difference. All right, we're gonna turn the layer off and on. I'm gonna zoom in. So we've got two of the same image, but one of them is set to multiply. So that's it off, and that's it on. It's very, very subtle, but it does make a difference. And now what we'll do is we'll just we'll hit that menu again and say merge with layer below. So now our black is absolutely like solid black all the way through. So that's our first step. That's the first step of cleaning up your page. This works with any colored pencil. So we use blue, but if you needed to adjust for red or green or whatever color you want to use, you can do that. You just have to use your sliders a little bit differently. So now one of the things I'm going to do to make life a little bit easier, you notice the top of the page is just open here. And I've drawn my artwork way past where I need to for printing purposes. But what we're going to do just to make things a little bit easier for me is we're going to grab this black, and then we're going to use a selection area and just close this in. Oop, and we missed. Let's try again. You want to get it at the right height. And we'll just say fill. So you can do this physically if you want, like on the original page. But doing it here, it just kind of like makes it a little bit faster. And the reason we're doing it too is we're going to be using the quick fill tool. And now none of our fill, when we drop a color into an area, it's not going to fill the entire page. It has a border. So we're going to do the same down here. It looks like I left a little bit of a gap in the original drawing. and we'll just say fill, and we'll, actually that looks good over there, we're gonna leave it. Okay, so now we're at the point where we can start doing some color, and the border is a light. Yes, closing it in is super important. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make a new layer. So if you go to your drop-down menu on the right-hand side, over your artwork, you can say new raster layer. And we always set our layer to multiply for colors, so that when you're coloring, it doesn't cover the black lines. And actually, I'll do a demonstration of that too. Let's put it back on normal, and we'll just grab anything. We'll grab this red, and we'll do a block here. So you see how it just covers it, right? We don't want that. So when you're doing color, you want to be able to see your line art. I'll say I'm sort of teaching a class. This is kind of like it's a very rough course is what I'm doing right now. Shout outs to Sketching the Beast. Check out his YouTube and TikTok. He's doing awesome stuff. He's a really awesome artist. All right, so right now it's set to normal. We're gonna hit multiply on this layer, and you'll see what happens. So you can see the red is still there, but now your line art is visible. And I'll switch it back just so you can guys see again. That's normal. This is multiply. So this setting is really, really important for being able to color your work and not have to worry about doing color inside the lines. You can overlap a little bit. You can do whatever you want if you're set to multiply. All right, so we're going to use another important tool, and that is our selection area. So basically, it is exactly what it sounds like. So you can tap an area, and the program automatically will grab that area and say, this is what you're working on. So we'll just tap this background here. And actually, let's undo this. There's a couple settings you can mess with in this too. Okay, so we will go ahead and drop just any old color here, because we haven't really made a decision yet about what's going here, but as we're demonstrating, you can see how quick that is. And there is a setting that will tell it to close gaps. You can turn that on or off if you want. I have a tendency to leave a lot of spaces in my artwork, so it's usually on, like to some degree. And we'll go to the next panel. We're going to do the same thing. We'll just pick another random color, and we're just dropping it into the background. Now here we don't have to pick something random because this is an actual environment shot. And so for this asteroid, I'm going to go back to a page I've already colored and just use the dropper tool to grab the same color. So we'll grab that, take it to our new page, use the selection tool, and just fill it. And this is, as I was saying before, this is a very rough demonstration. Like, we're not doing any fine work here. We're just kind of dropping it in. All right, so we have another page here. And again, this is an action shot, no specific background or anything, so we can just drop whatever and then change it later if we want. And so what we're doing is, you would call it flats, right? And I'm renaming this layer background color. So I don't forget and start drawing on the wrong layer. I am using Clip Studio, yes. Yeah, Clip Studio is a great program if you want to work on any kind of illustration art. It is It has every tool that you need, basically. Whoops. Gotta switch back to this. So now we'll just use the brush tool. We'll fill in the areas that we need. Got the selection tool missed. And there is another tool that I was reminded of by some fellow artists that we're going to make use of too. It's called the lasso tool. And the lasso tool basically allows you to, well, I'll demonstrate. I shouldn't just tell you about it. So with the lasso tool, you can draw a shape and then like whatever shape you want and then fill it with that color. So we'll just circle this. Now that area is selected and we hit the fill tool. And there it is. And we can do it here too. Just do a quick circle and say fill. So these are little things that will save you a bunch of time as you're working on your comic. And I will say, I am still using the most basic aspects of this program. There's a lot you can do with Clip Studio. It's very powerful. It is definitely worth watching their YouTube tutorials or going right on their website. They have a bunch of tutorials there as well. But this program has been a game changer as far as creating comic books. We'll just switch back to the brush tool really quick and cover that. So we do have some areas to like touch up and erase. It is not like a complete hack. You do have to do some work. But if you were an artist, you already know that. Like, there's no way around it. I would love to color going off to do that. Hey, enjoy. I hope you were inspired by this. Officially going to be doing a cover for someone this year, and it will be paid. Hey, get paid, bro. That's it exactly. That's what I want to hear, man. I already have 2 books and a card game lined up. That's awesome. Hey, that's gonna be great. Sketching the Beast, again, I was saying earlier, awesome dude. Check him out. Check out his YouTube. Ooh, what are we doing? We're using the wrong tool. But yeah, super talented artist and a solid dude. Oh, wait, we gotta be actually accurate with this. So we're just using this to erase. There we go. Okay. Yeah, this book I'm working on here is actually a sequel. So I've already released volume 1. I've got a copy right here. It is worth checking out. Where's the camera? Worth checking out. DSR Deep Space Rescue volume 1. The reviews have been really awesome. And it is available right now on my Etsy, and also you can grab copies off of eBay. You can get a digital copy on Amazon. So that's my shameless plug. This is big. It's actually 64 pages. It's a graphic novel, not just a comic. But that'll end our commercial break. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna work on these characters and shading. So if you want to do some shading, we're gonna create another layer. We're gonna make it multiply, as we always do. And you can select the standard color set in Clip Studio. It's not like awesome, but they do have a bunch of tones of gray. And I always start my coloring with gray tones. And I will demonstrate. We're gonna work on this panel specifically. I should clip it. You're right. So we're gonna work on this panel specifically. And what we're actually going to do is use our lasso tool again. And we're just going to fill this foreground robot with the gray. So we've done that, and this isn't something I do on every page, but on some pages I know that I want the figure or the character to be mostly shaded in. So that's why we've done that. So we're going to work in reverse. We've already filled it. Now we're going to erase the parts that are light. And so we'll actually use our eraser tool. I like to use the hard eraser for this. And we'll just set it to a size that makes sense. And we're going to erase some of the gray that we put in place. And since we're demonstrating, I should be smart. We're going to use the selection pen, because the selection pen stops at the line art. It doesn't go all over. And we can just hit clear. All right. So for the rest of it, we'll use the eraser. Basically acts like a brush. And we're just going to take some of this gray away. So we're kind of shading in reverse here is what we're doing. We filled it, and now we're taking some of it away. And just kind of following the shape of the artwork. You can improvise a little bit too if you want. That's the great thing about digital art, is that you can always hit undo and just try it again. So this was a good one to demonstrate on because there isn't a whole lot going on. So also with shading, I try to work in at least layers of at least 2 or 3 tones. So we're gonna pick a darker tone here. And now we'll switch to the brush tool, and we're gonna manually do this. I just like how it feels. And we're just gonna start adding some deeper gray into some areas. And if you're wondering, like, how does this end up being color? This is really important. Like, to work with the grayscale, you're thinking about light first instead of just thinking about what color to use. But we can make this color, and I will show that in just a minute. I'm saying that because it's funny. Like, I've done other videos and I'm like talking about color, but the whole page is just in black and white. And I'm sure it's confusing for some people. They're like, what are you talking about color? Like, there's no color in there. It's just gray. But we're trusting the process. So we're just picking some areas to make darker. We even give a dark edge on the outside. It's actually a nice lighting effect. You guys will see the difference once this is done. All right, so we have our gray tones. Now we can, well, first we have to go back and get the actual color this is supposed to be. As the worst place to get it from. Hang on. We're gonna open a new file. I keep referencing this image because it has all of the robots together. Okay, so we're working on this guy. For consistency, I always use the dropper tool. I will grab his primary red, and we're gonna put it up here just so we have somewhere to sample it from. So we'll grab that. We'll grab this gold. Do a circle right next to it. There's a metallic gray. We're going to grab a sample of that. Keeping the color consistent is something I'm really paranoid about. It's important. You know, they do that in Marvel and DC. They have color guides that they work off of, so you definitely want to make sure that you're, you know, kind of following suit with that. All right, so now we are going to create a new layer. You see how they start adding up, right? So we're up to 4 layers. Again, we're going to hit multiply on this layer. We're going to set it to multiply. Now we can sample that red up there. And, well, let's be smart. We're going to use the lasso tool again. Let's switch back to the lasso tool. And we're going to do just what we did before. We're going to select... Oh, that is sloppy, sorry. We're just going to select this whole area, close the loop, and hit fill. And then we will grab our gold, and we'll use the lasso tool again. And just outline where this gold is supposed to be. And then hit fill. Then there is a metallic gray. We'll grab that. And we'll do the same. So very quickly we have filled this. And you guys can see, because we hit multiply, our shading didn't disappear. It actually became part of the colors. So that's a really nice thing. Multiply is basically like, it's like saying you want your color to be somewhat transparent. And we'll just go ahead and erase. Oh, but we're being smart because we're demonstrating. We're going to use the selection tool again and hit clear. Just clean that up. And there you have it. So you've seen on the previous page, there is a glowing effect like that. So how we do that, believe it or not, whoop, hang on. Believe it or not, we are going to make another layer. But this time, instead of setting it to multiply, we're going to turn it on to add glow. So add glow does exactly what it sounds like. It makes things look like they're glowing. We'll grab our blue light that we sampled earlier. And we're going to use the brush here. And just draw a little bit bigger than the shape itself. And so you can see it actually, it not only changes the color of, well, the color it's on top of, it changes the color of the line art. So, popping in to disrupt the stream. Alright, hey, no problem. And so this is really great for getting that lighting effect into your book, onto your pages. So one more thing, we're not done with that yet. We're gonna grab, there's a tool called Blur, and it has several settings. We're gonna use Blur specifically. There's other ones like Blend, Fingertip. Pick the right size here, and we'll just hit the edge of this. And so now it looks like a light source. So this is the first time I've done this, like explaining like step by step, and hopefully you found this helpful so far. And so as we turn off the layers, you can see the progress here. We went from blank page with no color so far We got some backgrounds. We have shading. We'll zoom in here. We have color. And we have a little bit of special effect. So you can repeat this process for your entire page. Normally what I would do is shade everything first before I started adding any color, but since we were demonstrating, I just wanted you guys to see. And of course we can do some cleanup too. We can erase if we need for areas that overlap. So there are some small things. Right now we still have, let's turn off our color again. Right now we still have a gray tone for our shading. I almost never leave it like this because I want the figures to look like they're in the environment, and so the lighting in this scene is a bluish green. So we can select our shading layer, go to edit, and we're going to use the tonal correction again and go to color balance. And I'll take the color balance and I'll push it towards the colors that I want the scene to be. So it's a bluish gray. So now our previously completely gray tone is a nice bluish gray instead of this flat gray. And you can see I can like slide this around. We can push it in a bunch of different directions. Say you're doing a scene where there's a lot of like red light or even purple light. This is all the gray. We're just adjusting it with the color balance. But this is another reason why I do it this way, because you can get this versatile ability to shift your picture however you want. We're going to push this back towards that bluish gray. Maybe a little bit too much. Okay, we'll leave it there, and then we turn the color back on. It's just a little bit richer. And even for the color here itself, we can adjust it as well. And push it in whatever direction we need to match the scene. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful. And if you did find it helpful, don't forget to share, subscribe, you know, do all that social stuff that I have to say. We're trying to get this YouTube channel going. We're trying to get our TikTok going, and get some more support. But as always, I hope you guys have a great time working on your projects. Don't forget to check out DSR Deep Space Rescue Volume 1, available now. It's actually good too. I'm not bullcrapping you. It's actually a good book. But hopefully you guys enjoyed. We'll see you later.